Hey, you know what time of year it is? Yeah, it's that time of year again when they start playing Christmas music in November. I'm not talking the end of November, I'm talking the first couple days of November. Have you seen it yet? Do you drive around? Do you see the Santa Clauses and the candy canes and the lights and all that good stuff? Because, hey, Christmas is here, right? And it's really bizarre that the world seems to hate Christians and Christianity so much. There's so much fighting and there's so much horrible stuff going on in the world. But don't take away that Christmas. Actually, it's not even Christmas. It's that holiday. You know, it's this time of year when we celebrate the holidays. And heaven forbid if you were to say Christmas, we celebrate the holidays. But I'm digressing already. I know people have a lot of takes on this, and this is my opinion, partially, that why are people celebrating Christmas already? It's not here. Last time I checked, the calendar says December 25th, right? That's Christmas. That's the birth date of Jesus Christ, okay? Even on a practical level, think about anybody that you know that you love dearly and their birthday falls on, March 15th. Okay, let's say March 15th. Are you telling me that you're celebrating their birthday like a month and a half, like February 1st or the end of January? You wouldn't think of that. You'd be sick of it. The person whose birthday is would be sick of it. So you're going around and there's all this Christmas music and all this stuff going on. And then December 25th comes and you celebrate the day, probably in one way or another, or Christmas Eve, however you celebrate with your family. And then by the 26th, the Christmas trees have already hit the curb for the trash collection. They're already out there to be burned or thrown away or whatever because people are sick and tired of it. Is that how we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ? I don't know. I don't think it's cool. But as Catholics, what comes before Christmas is the preparation to get ready for Christmas. It's called Advent. I know you've heard about it. Some of you have those cute Advent calendars with a little piece of chocolate for each day. And according to your Advent calendar, there's only 3 days left till Christmas. But, you know, you do what you want. My point is simply this. We're getting ready for Christmas, and that is what Advent is for. Advent is a time for sacrifice in the sense of, you know, try some extra abstaining from things that you like or enjoy, fasting, and getting ready for Christmas. And yet there's so many people, even Catholics, who get sucked up into this culture of Christmas. And it's not even a culture of Christmas. It's a culture of the holidays. We are entering the holiday season because we don't want to offend everybody else who's celebrating something else, that all of a sudden, you know, everything's just as important as the birth of Jesus Christ. It's obnoxious and it's ridiculous. So first thing, if you're a Catholic and you're going to celebrate Christmas because that's what we celebrate, Christmas, the birth of Jesus Christ. So I get back to the point that it's time for Advent. People get upset with me every time I talk about it, like, oh, I set up my tree on the 10th of December, or I put all my lights up and have those things going before then. It's not a matter of being the Christmas police. It's a matter of let's think about this logically. If you're getting ready to celebrate the birth of Jesus, you are preparing to celebrate the birth of Jesus. And you know what's really, I don't know if you know this, and I didn't know this for the longest time. Did you know for Catholics, the Christmas season is from December 25th? That's when it starts, December 25th. The Christmas season isn't before Christmas. It starts on Christmas Day. And you know how long it goes for? February 2nd. February 2nd. It's called Candlemas Day. And that's the day that Mary and Joseph brought Jesus to the temple. It was the purification of Mary on that day. So we Catholics know how to party. We're celebrating from December 25th till February 2nd. But for the rest of the world, it's all over on pretty much the 26th. Or some people are like, well, I keep it a week after. And you know why they get rid of the Christmas trees? Because by then, they're a fire hazard. They turn brown, they're dry, they're ready to go poof and kill everybody in the house. It just amazes me that we're missing out on the best part of this season, the Advent season, where you're getting ready and you're getting ready for our Lord. You're making a home for Him in your heart and your soul. Now, what you do at home, that's between I don't know, you and God, you and your family, whatever you want to do. You want to set up a tree, great. You want to, have lights and all the music and everything going. That's up to you. I mean, there are no Christmas police that I'm aware of yet. Maybe they're holiday police coming to a town near you. My point is simply this. If you're going to have all these things up and going, think how much that actually takes away from the actual day of Christmas and beyond, the celebration. Think about how joyful. Here's what's really cool. When the rest of the world has put all the stuff away and they're getting ready for the next holiday, which we'll talk about in a second, you're just getting started. You're the one who's playing Christmas music. Hey, try this. Other than going to the stores and place where you're just, you're forced to hear all the Christmas music. Just say to yourself, I'm not going to play any Christmas music at home or on my radio in the car or anything until Christmas Day. First of all, you won't be sick and tired of Christmas by the time Christmas actually comes. In fact, you'll be chomping at the bit to celebrate because you've been waiting, you've been holding off, you've been saying no, you haven't been, throwing food down your gullet for 30 days straight or whatever that is. And then, boom, December 25th hits and you start to partay. And by partay, I mean you get Christmas carols, you give, your gift giving, whatever traditional things you like to do with family and all that. But you're Catholic. You're just starting to rock at that point. And you're carrying it out to the logical conclusion, which is February 2nd. So, yes, Advent is coming. And I call them the Advent Wars because I know people fight back and forth. Especially Catholics who they're like, well, you really shouldn't put up your tree until 11:58 on Christmas Eve or whatever like that. It's like, look, that's your business. Do what you want. I personally, like I said, I like to wait till it's that time to really you build up the expectation that here comes Christmas. This is a great thing you're looking forward to. Like, do you remember as a kid when you were waiting, when you're, and back then it was a little different. You're waiting for Santa Claus and you knew gifts were coming and you just couldn't wait. You just, every movie, every TV show, and probably in your own home, you couldn't wait to get up on Christmas morning to go see all the presents, and you were up before mom and dad and you were all excited. It was the anticipation of that day. So Advent is coming. It's in a few days. Why don't you, just consider giving up like your favorite food, almost like it's like maybe a mini Lent. Give up some of your favorite food. Maybe give up shoving so much food down your pie hole all the time and turning it into a 350-pound bulk of lard, I guess, if that's where you are. My point is simply this. Just find some way to deprive yourself of something you really like or enjoy. Make it a sacrificial type season because it's done in the spirit of love, because you're getting ready to let Jesus into your heart. So, you can't escape it. If you go out, like I said, you're going to get beat over the head with, a lot of the cheesiest Christmas music. Oh, I miss growing up in the days where at least Christmas music was, good and I don't know, wholesome and all that good stuff. There's so much garbage out there anyway, but so you can't get away from it. And I guess you can walk through Walmart with, noise canceling headphones on and dark sunglasses, but to the point where you're not celebrating Christmas like before Christmas, do your best to just kind of get rid of the noise, get out of, try to shield yourself from it the best you can, and make an effort to prepare for Christmas. Christmas doesn't start on November 3rd. I know, shocker, boys and girls. It just doesn't. So I hope you'll take this season seriously. Maybe take on a practice, like, praying more. If you're not praying in the morning when you wake up, in the evening when you go to bed, maybe start doing that. If you're not praying your rosary every day, maybe start, working on that as well. If you want to, maybe you want to work on charitable things like giving and donating, or donating your time, some things like that. And like I said, when the birthday comes, that's when you party. I dare say there's not a person who's hearing this who celebrates their birthday for a month and a half before the birthday comes. Because the time the birthday comes, and this is part of human nature. You're like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of the music. I'm sick of seeing that tree flashing in the corner of my living room for the last month and a half. It just, by human nature, you're just, you're done. So party like a Catholic. Okay, you start on December 25th, and it goes till February 2nd, and be a model for the world that say, oh man, this is still Christmas. This is Christmas season. Because, like I said, there's another holiday coming up, and people already, I guarantee you, as soon as the Christmas decorations go down in their houses, and when they go down in the stores, guess what's coming up? Red boxes, candy, Valentine's Day, another Catholic holiday. So use this Advent season well. Do it the best you can, but know that the Lord's birthday is on the 25th, and let's start celebrating on the 25th. And Mariah Carey, I love you, but you know what? Enough is enough. All right, have a blessed Advent.